coming from? My arm, what? What is wrong with my arm?
Precious woke up screaming, not because she had a nightmare, but because her right arm had stopped obeying her. It wasn't weak or numb. It was just completely off, like something had quietly disconnected it while she slept. What terrified her wasn't the pain. It was the fact that her body was reacting without her permission. And before that day ended, she would realize something even worse. This wasn't random at all. "Mom!" she shouted. Nkechi rushed in and stopped the moment she saw her. Precious was half upright, struggling to balance.
Mom.
One side of her body was not cooperating.
Help.
"What is happening to you?"
Precious.
I can't move my arm," Precious stammered. Nkechi stepped forward quickly and lifted the arm gently. Precious screamed. The moment she let go, it dropped. Flat, heavy, lifeless. Nkechi's expression changed immediately. What kind of thing is this? Nkechi was confused and terrified at the same time. She ran out of the house to get help. Within minutes, the house filled up with neighbors. Voices overlapped, each one louder than the last. "Let's go to hospital now." "No, pray first. This one is not ordinary." But none of it reached Precious. Even with the pain, she had turned inward, testing, watching, trying to understand. Her fingers twitched once, just slightly, then went still again. She tried to repeat it. It didn't work. Then she pushed harder, and pain came instantly, sharp and immediate, like her body was rejecting effort itself. There was no pattern, no warning. And that lack of pattern was what made it worse. They didn't waste time. They rushed her into a neighbor's car, and Precious sat tilted slightly to one side, her body refusing to support itself properly. She kept testing small movements, carefully, like she didn't want anyone to notice what she was doing. Sometimes her arm responded faintly. Sometimes it didn't respond at all. After a while, she stopped talking completely and just watched the road pass in silence, enduring the dull pain. At the hospital, everything moved fast. Lift your arm. Her left went up easily. Her right barely moved. She pushed, and pain followed immediately.
So much.
The doctor watched her closely this time.
Just
"Try
a little
again."
longer, Precious.
She did. The result was different, still inconsistent. Tests followed quickly. Machines, questions, quick checks, repeated attempts. Nothing stayed steady. And then, without warning, her right arm stiffened on its own. Brief, sharp, uncontrolled. Precious froze. She knew she didn't do that. But no one reacted. A nurse simply wrote something down and moved on. And that lack of reaction shifted something inside her. It wasn't just confusion anymore. It felt like she was noticing something others weren't. By morning, there was still no clear answer. "Take her home and monitor her," the doctor said. That was all. He didn't offer any explanation or reassurance. And somehow, that felt worse than bad news. Back home, everything looked the same, but nothing felt the same. Precious sat carefully, adjusting her posture like she was learning her body all over again. She tested her arm again. This time, movement came, but it was delayed, like her body was responding late. That evening, her phone rang. It was Daniel. Daniel had been in her life for years. He was the one person who never complicated anything. He was steady, easy, and safe. Precious picked up immediately.
I
heard what happened, he said, his voice gentle. "I just wanted to check on you." Precious didn't respond right away. She just listened. And slowly, something shifted. Her breathing eased. Her shoulders relaxed. Even her arm felt lighter. That caught her off guard, because all day, nothing had been stable. But his voice calmed her. Precious stayed on the call longer than she intended. Not because anything was fixed, but because she didn't want that calm to disappear. When the call ended, everywhere was quiet again. But this time, it didn't feel empty. It felt like something was about to interrupt it. And then her phone buzzed again. "Caller." She stared at the name for a moment and sighed. Kola wasn't like Daniel. He had always been more intense, open about his feelings, direct in a way that didn't always leave room to breathe. The kind of person who didn't hide what he felt, even when you wished he would. Her chest tightened slightly even before she opened the message. "I've been thinking about you. I hope you're okay," Kola said on the phone. And immediately something shifted. Her right arm grew heavier, subtle but unmistakable. Precious froze. She hadn't moved. She hadn't even tried anything. But the feeling was there, different from before. This time, it didn't start from her arm. It spread into it. She quickly locked her phone and the feeling reduced. Not completely, but enough for her to notice the change. And in that moment, it dawned on her. Something really fishy was going on. She didn't touch her phone again for a while. She just sat there, quietly replaying everything in her mind. Daniel? Calm. Kola? Reaction. Was her body choosing between the two men? Is that what this was? Whatever it was, she could feel in her gut that something was not adding up. After a while, she reached for her phone again. This time, not out of habit, but to test what she was thinking. She opened Daniel's chat first. Nothing happened. Her body stayed steady. Then she switched to Kola's chat. Just his name on the screen, and her fingers hesitated slightly. She watched herself carefully this time, paying attention to every small change. At first, nothing. 1 second. 2. Then the faint heaviness returned. It was subtle but real. Precious dropped the phone immediately. Her heart started beating faster, not out of fear, but because she could finally see it clearly. There was a pattern, and it wasn't random. The next morning, she tried to act normal, but even walking felt different. Her right side lagged slightly behind, like her body wasn't fully in sync with her intentions. Her mother noticed almost immediately.
You're still not
"You are
okay?"
still not okay."
I'm fine.
"I'm fine," Precious replied, quickly, too quickly. Later that afternoon, someone knocked at the gate. "Precious, someone is looking for you," her mother called out to her. Even before she asked, she already knew. It was Kola. She stepped outside slowly. Kola stood there, relief washing over his face the moment he saw her. Precious, I just needed to make sure you are really okay. At first, nothing happened inside her body. And that alone made her uneasy. Because now she was waiting for it, watching for it, counting without meaning to. 1 second. 2. 3. Then it came. The pain and the heaviness. Stronger this time. Her right arm dropped slightly, her posture shifting before she could stop it. She reached for the wall beside her to regain balance. "Kola, don't come closer," she said, her voice rising. He stopped immediately, confused. "Okay, I won't. But she wasn't listening anymore. Because this time, it wasn't just her arm. Her breathing slowed. Her whole body was adjusting, like it was reacting to something it didn't accept. And the worst part, it came late. Not when he arrived, but after he spoke. That delay, that gap was what made it disturbing. Precious turned and went inside, bearing pain that made no sense to her. Step by step, the feeling reduced, but not completely. This time, it lingered, like residue that refused to clear. She sat down and held her arm. And for the first time, she didn't test or question anything. She was slowly beginning to understand and accept what was happening to her. Was she? After a long silence, she spoke again.
This is
getting worse. And immediately, pain shot through her right arm. Precious froze, completely still. She hadn't moved, she hadn't touched anything, but her body responded to her words, to her awareness. And in that moment, everything shifted. Because now, it wasn't a man's presence. It was her own words too. Something terrible was going on, and she was yet to place it. Around 2 a.m., she woke up suddenly. "Ah!" she shouted. The pain had returned in an instant, like something that had restarted on its own. She managed to sit up and look around. Her room was quiet, still, but her body wasn't. Her phone lay on the table, silent and untouched, yet the pain remained. That was new. Before, it always needed a trigger. Now, it didn't.